Brian, you were with the firm of Snell and Wilmer for over 30 years. In fact, you were a senior partner. What made you decide to make a change at this point in your career?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was one of their top trial attorneys for over 2 decades. But after 31 years working at the same law firm, I decided that I wanted to do something different. I needed more of a challenge. I wanted to lengthen my stride. A couple specific reasons. I wanted to take on some contingent fee cases, whether that be high-end personal injury, plaintiff's legal malpractice, or business disputes. Not very many people take those type of cases on a contingent fee basis, and I've got a winning trial track record, and so I'm able to evaluate good business cases that I can take on a contingent fee basis that works to the client's advantage. So I wanted to do more contingency fee work. I wanted to have no conflicts, and since I started my new firm, I've had 0 conflicts. So I've been able to take on every single new client that comes along. I also wanted to be able to pick and choose the types of cases I wanted to take on. I've got one partner, and he and I make all of our own decisions, so I can take on a case if it's a cause I feel strong about, or if it's a contingency fee case, I can take that on as well. But more importantly than any of that is if you're not growing, you're not lengthening your stride. And I really wanted a new challenge. And starting this new firm has been just that. It's been a great experience. We're litigation only, so we're not doing transactional work. And so I'm taking on referrals from people and referring back to them transactional work. So it's been a great, great endeavor so far.
What do you think will be the long-range effects of the coronavirus on the legal system in general?
Well, there are going to be a number of things that are going to change. We will not go back to the way we were doing things before. I think gone are the days of lots of traveling for depositions or out-of-state court hearings. I think that people are going to be very, very comfortable with some of the Zoom and GoToMeeting and other devices that the court systems are using. You're not going to be flying to Chicago for a 1-hour meeting as often as you might have in the past. There's going to be a lot more use of, like I said, the technology to have the virtual meetings. I think that in terms of the size of law firm practices and the amenities that you see at law firms, I think that firms have decided they're going to probably not have as many offices or as many large offices or as many fancy offices, and people are going to be allowed to continue to work remotely. So I think the need for high-end commercial real estate space for law firms is going to never go back to what it was like pre-pandemic. In terms of the way courts handle hearings through some of the other video apparatuses, I think there may be a continuing use of video court hearings and things of that nature even after the pandemic has passed. It saves people time. They're not traveling to the courthouse for a 5-minute hearing. So I think it's going to have a lot of lasting impacts on the way the litigation and legal practice goes forward. And again, we're never going to go back to a semblance of the way things had been pre-pandemic.
Brian, how has this pandemic impacted your practice, and have you made changes in how you service your clients?
Yeah, no, I think every single person in every industry has definitely been impacted by the pandemic in multiple ways. For me, I started this new law firm shortly before the pandemic hit, so it had a significant impact on me initially in terms of technology and making sure that we had the most secure, the fastest and best technology available so that we could, as a firm, work remotely, which we did for many, many months. And so initially, it had the same impact on my business that it did on everybody else, with the added layer of, the court system largely shut down. And so if you're a litigation attorney who's used to multiple court appearances a week, depositions, hearings, and all that type of stuff, that stuff immediately went on the hold. And so it had a major impact, which simply means that everything is super, super busy now because that backlog has freed up somewhat. But now there's such a backlog with the court system and everything else that it's still having an impact on me. In terms of impacting the way I practice, of course, it has. We worked remotely for many, many months. Clients who didn't want to meet in person, we met with via Zoom and other types of video sharing. But it's been pretty seamless other than the initial hiccups when we, like a lot of people, were taken a little bit for surprise in terms of how serious and how quickly this escalated. But we're churning and burning. We're able to accommodate clients who don't want to come in person. If you want to come in person, we wear masks. But yeah, it's definitely impacted us and everybody here in the country and world.